Hi, welcome to Dump Anxiety channel. So, recently I asked on my Instagram for topics and ideas for longer YouTube videos, and one of the very commonly asked question or different variations of the same question was why grounding techniques don't work, or why they only work sometimes, or why they don't work long term. And there's very easy answer for that, and people kind of miss it. The thing is that with any grounding or calming technique, the sole intention behind it, the reason why you do it is to calm down in the moment, get rid of the anxiety, quiet the mind, stop those thoughts from happening, push the emotion away, don't feel it, stop feeling it right now. But the problem is that all of that is resistance. And human brain reads resistance as confirmation of danger. And when your nervous system is dysregulated and it overreacts to nothing basically, as if it was a threat, then when you keep confirming threat, what you're doing, you are actually conditioning your nervous system to only become more and more reactive over time. And so it's not only grounding techniques for people that are in the anxiety cycle, for people with dysregulating nervous system, not only that they don't work long term, they're actually making things worse over time because they are coming from that resistance. And you are basically conditioning your brain to think that whenever you feel anxiety, which is basically something our brain and body and nervous system have to protect us. Originally, it's meant for protection, but you're actually conditioning your nervous system and your brain to see your own defense mechanism as something dangerous. And now we have the problem. Now the hamster started running and the wheel is spinning, right? And the only way to stop it from spinning is to take out the hamster. And you're not gonna do it by resisting more, because then you're only confirming more danger. You are making your nervous system more reactive. You are conditioning it to be more on high alert and to overreact to the smallest things. So whenever people try to use those grounding and calming techniques, it shouldn't be with the intention to get rid of the symptom, to get rid of the anxiety. It should be with the intention to slow yourself down and stop yourself from resisting. If there is any point of using them, which I never suggest for people with dysregulated nervous system, people that are literally trying to recover from anxiety, they really need to learn to not resist and be able to temporarily tolerate discomfort, because that's the one thing they are lacking. And that's why they ended up with sensitized nervous system. So if there is even room for using any of those techniques, it should never be in order to get rid of how you feel in the moment, whether discomfort is caused by the anxiety itself, by physical sensations, by thoughts, by emotions. But if used, it should be just to slow yourself down, become aware, become more present, and realize what you're resisting and stop resisting it. That really should be the only motivation. But from my own experience, because when I was struggling with anxiety before I found the right solution, I was obviously going to psychologists, and I got a bunch of those tools, and I was breathing like if I was paid for it, I would be a millionaire by now. Like the amount of box breathing I did, but it never helped, right? Maybe it did for 5 or 10 minutes, but then again, and I ended up just like box breathing all day long while being highly anxious, having multiple panic attacks a day, all those scary thoughts. It did not help one bit. In fact, it made me even more hopeless, and it made me believe even more that I am somehow broken, because those things that the therapists gave me, they should be working, right? But they clearly are not. So it actually caused more problems for me than it benefited me. And once I found that acceptance is actually the way to go, I stopped using all of them altogether. Okay? And it's up to you if you want to use them. But if you really, really want to recover from anxiety, you need to understand what is the role of resistance in it, how it creates anxiety, how it keeps it alive, how it actually fuels it. And you need to make sure that you are not using those techniques in order to resist, basically. That's it. That's why it doesn't work, or that's why it doesn't work long term. It's not the fault of the technique itself. It's not that grounding is useless or breathing is useless. It's definitely good for people that aren't in the anxiety cycle, that may be going through a stressful period of time, or they might be going through a tough situation. It's good to ground yourself, become aware, slow down. Yeah, for those people, might be helpful. But if your nervous system is dysregulated and it's on full on high alert permanently all day long, you're not doing yourself any favors.